really show them loving. See them, see them, see them, see them, see them, see them. And we're chanting our future, driving nails through their skulls.
Africa4U live in Lagos today, talking to Nigerian artists making a difference to various communities around the world. And today we're speaking to Bantu, upcoming artist here in Lagos, Nigeria. Pleasure to meet you. How are you today?
Very well, very well.
Fantastic. Can you just tell our listeners around the world a bit about yourself, your backgrounds, and the projects you've been involved in the last 6 months to 1 year?
Wow, okay, trying to make it really short as possible. My name is Bantu. I'm part of a collective known as Brotherhood Alliance Navigating Towards Unity, aka Bantu. We've been around in the music scene for about 10 years, worked with people as diverse as Adewale Ayuba, UB40, Harry Belafonte, Asha, to mention a few. 4 albums to our credit. Bantu as a collective centered around me. Bantu, we perform live with a 12-piece band, and we've basically been pushing the Pan-African musical agenda across the globe.
That sounds fantastic. How did you get into music?
Chance by chance. I took music as a hobby. Had a group of friends, Germans, that were into music. I went to Germany. I am German, Nigerian, and I went to Germany to further my education. I bumped into some folks that were doing music, and they assumed me being black translated to me having a groove and knowing how to sing. So all that said and done, I kind of started music like that. I'd never intended to be a musician. I started as a rapper, and with time I kind of grew and learned more and more about music. And that eventually translated to who I am now. I've been doing music for about 20 years now.
That sounds such a long time also. What kind of themes and subject matters run through your songs?
Anything from the sensual to the spiritual to the political conscious themes. It's just anything that I feel touched by, anything I feel like reflecting on, anything I have an opinion on, I just translate into music.
And what do you think about the music scene in Nigeria today, and how has it changed?
The music scene is very vibrant. It's a lot of youth culture, a lot of testosterone, a lot of jumping around, highly influenced by urban African American culture, obviously, but it's nothing new. It's always been there. The interesting thing is seeing the way the world is reacting to this phenomenon and how much of airtime these kids are getting. So I'm really, really grateful. But with that said, I miss the diversity I grew up with in Nigeria, because before you had high life, you had funk, you had country, all kinds of music, and now these days it's like everybody's trying to sound like Wizkid, P Square, D'banj.
The great thing about music also is that various artists also have a kind of message for the community, not just of something for art's sake, but trying to portray a message they want to pass out to various people around the world. What kind of message would you like to pass through your music?
I think my music is about celebrating creativity, celebrating social responsibility, celebrating being yourself. So that's what Bantu is all about. We don't try to follow trends. We try to be trendsetters by being ourselves. So my music is basically a reflection of the fact that I am European African by birth. I am Yoruba. I am Pan-Africanist. So all of that reflects in my creativity, and that's what I try to tell people in an environment that is quite constraining, like Nigeria is, where young people aren't allowed to be adventurous and curious. I think you need role models that tell you that you should be daring, you should be you.
Talking about role models, that's an area I'm very, very interested in. Do you think there's enough role models setting the pace for a better tomorrow?
There can never be enough role models. I think when in a time and age where due to the overflow of information, people are pretty much short-sighted, and the receptiveness towards information is very short-term. So you need a lot of mentoring, a lot of role models that keep people focused, that are focused themselves. So you can never have enough mentoring or help programs out there.
So tell me, what projects have you got lined up in the next 6 months to 1 year?
I'm working on a film project that Shiji is doing, a very good friend of mine. It's called Elders Corner. I'm sure he'll elaborate more on that.
Okay.
I work with kids in disadvantaged areas with a project called Born Throwaway.
That's fantastic.
And I also do mentoring programs for kids. I do rap lessons free of charge and stuff like that. And then obviously I'm working on a new album with Bantu, and we're touring as well. So quite busy.
Okay. I'm sure if you happen to pass through the UK at some point, I'll have you live on my show. Are there any social media platforms out there people can reach you if they want to know more about your projects and your initiatives?
Just Google Bantu or Bantu Crew. That's BANTUCREW. That's our Twitter handle, Bantu Crew, Facebook, Bantu Crew, MySpace, Bantu Crew, anything Bantu Crew. So it's very easy.
Please keep me of all the great work you're doing in the community, and it's such a pleasure to meet you today. Thank you.
All they need is show them love.